Hey everyone, thanks for watching this video. I'm sorry to tell you, but this is going to be my last video for season 1. So get ready, because I'm going to give you the 5 best tips that we gave you in season 1. Now grab your bike. You know what time it is. Class is in session. Season 1 has been super awesome to film. If we go all the way back to my very first video, it's super fun to watch how I was working with donated cameras, free software for editing, and the sound was terrible. And I really thank you guys for still watching those videos and still giving me those comments to fix that sound up. So now that we've got everything all in order for season 2, we're gonna wrap things up. We're gonna take about a month and do some filming, and then we're gonna be able to release season 2 all at once so that I can bring you guys a video every single week to make it seem like we're putting a lot more out there. So we're going to take a moment and talk about the best tips from the channel so far. But before we do it, take a moment to hit the like button. It's right here. Now click the subscribe button. The way that we're going to do this is we're going to go backwards from 5 to 1. So I'm going to give you my 5th favorite tip all the way up to my number 1 tip from the channel. Okay, and the 5th best tip from the channel is in episode 2, where I teach you how to ride your bike backwards by using your feet on the ground to help you learn how to use your handlebars. This is really important because it's really overwhelming to try to learn how to ride backwards with your feet on the pedals. Easy steps to learning how to ride backwards is you can start by sitting down with your feet on the ground and get used to the steering. When you use your feet on the ground, it's going to help teach you how to steer in order to keep your balance. So put your feet down as much as you need to and keep them up as long as you can. Now we're going to go on to tip number 4. Tip number 4 is one of my most taught lessons. This is where I teach you in episode 5 how to use your feet and your knees to hold your bike up so you can start learning how to take your hands off of your bike and build tons of confidence. And for this one, we're actually going to close our feet in on our cranks so you can feel the cranks on the inside of your shoes. And you can hear that my foot is on that crank, and that bends my knee and allows me to grab my seat with the knees. Now, a big common misconception here is that people think you need to actually be able to grab your seat with your knees. You just need your knees touching. If it's over your saddle, that's fine. We just want to limit how much the bike can sway side to side. Notice that on my front foot, my toes pointed up. This drops my heel and it makes that knee lock, so my leg's straight. This is making it easy for my knee to be in line with my saddle. Moving on to tip number 3. Tip number 3 comes to you from episode 7. My manualing video was my most viewed video. So thank you guys so much for making that my most popular video. In this video, the best tip is how I teach you how to get low before you push your bike out to manual. This makes you do a lot less work because you're already putting your body in the position that you need to manual. Tip number 1, don't pull up. This is not a wheel lift. There's actually a different technique that we want to use to get into a manual. This will ensure that you have more control and that you can progress faster. I'm going to give you a static demonstration to show you how to not pull up and how just pushing the bike forward totally works. So what I'm going to do is hold on to my bike on my grips, and I'm only going to have my fingertips on my grips. My thumbs are going to be hanging off the bike. The first thing I want to do is get really low. My arms are wide, see that? When my arms are wide like this, I can get more extension. If I get more extension, that means I'm moving the bike forward farther. This is very much key. If you stand up, you can't move it out as far. When you come down, you can move the bike way further, okay? So when I push forward, there's a couple things I'm looking for. Chin over the handlebars, get nice and low. Push the bike forward until your chin is over the saddle, just like this, okay? So when you do this more violently, the bike has nowhere to go when your arms are fully extended. So I don't have to move my body at all, and I'm getting a front wheel lift. You can see that my thumbs are hanging off the grips, so I'm not pulling up. There's no way that I can. Once my arm reaches full extension, the wheel will come up. This makes things a lot easier. When you pull up and then lean back to balance, you're doing two tasks, and that makes it a lot harder to learn. This is a very common mistake, and this is why a lot of people progress very slowly with manualing. When you get down into position and then push your bike forward, you don't need to move your legs, you don't need to move your hips. Everything is already in position for you to hold the manual. So let's get low, forget about pulling up, and just push the bike straight out. All right, so now we're gonna move on to the top 2 best tips from the channel. And this one comes from episode 3, where I teach you how to slalom pump. This is one of the best things that you can learn how to do on any bike. You can essentially ride your bike forever without pedaling. This lesson is so demanding in your timing and coordination and your body position on the bike. So make sure to master this, because it's my second best tip of the channel. I call this drill slalom pumping because it reminds me of slalom skiing. You're essentially just going left and right, over and over and over again, carving the flat ground. Start figuring out how the friction with the tire works on the ground. You can start by just sitting down and using your hands and just turning your handlebar left and right, and create some friction on the ground, and you're going to start seeing how you're able to just start going forever. And this is where this all starts. Once you start standing up and doing this, you can cover more distance and you can get a lot more pump out of this, and this is where we're going to start gaining speed. So now we're going to go on to the best tip of the channel, but before we get there, make sure to give me a follow on Facebook and Instagram. I will leave a link in the description so that you can find me very easily. This is the best platform to stay up to date on the channel and get all of the latest news.
Hey, you got a business card?
Yeah, one moment. I do though. So here it is, the moment we've been waiting for, the best tip from the channel. The best tip that I gave for the channel was actually the first thing I said in episode number 1. You are going to want to make sure that you learn how to do the stationary hops in order to become a more dialed rider. This is one of the best lessons that you can do in your driveway or right in front of your house, because it builds your timing coordination, your body positioning, and it builds some key muscles that you need in order to learn how to bunny hop and jump better. And just like I say in the video, everyone that is an expert jumper can do this drill. Everyone that comes to me looking to learn how to jump needs to work on this drill. So if you cannot do this drill, make sure to master it. I'm gonna jump straight to the pedals and get started. So this drill is really good for endurance building, getting a workout. I'm already out of breath, my heart rate's going. So get outside once a day and get your exercise. You should be able to do this for 45 seconds to a minute. People that I know that can do this drill, they can clear a lot of jumps. People that I know that their goal is to clear more jumps can't do this drill. So make sure to get started on this drill and work on it every single day. So you guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. These are the best tips from the channel so far. Make sure to take these tips seriously and make sure to get all of these drills down before season 2. Thanks a lot, guys.
Never stop dreaming. Never stop dreaming. Never stop dreaming.